Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. Trying to get his stuff straight. That's why I'm sounding funny. All right, I'm back. Welcome. Hope everybody get the alerts. Actually, I'm gonna post a couple alerts here. Let me do this. More chances of getting alerts. Get shareable link. As always, I'm gonna give about 3 minutes for people to get up in here. Okay, I got the alert that I went live on my phone, so hopefully everybody else get that same alert. Welcome. Community. All right, let me post this in here. So hopefully everybody will get it. Welcome. We got about a minute and a half. What's going on, D-Lo, Nicer, Frank Lopes? What's up, Life for Business? What's going on? Let the purge begin. It's so funny. Sometimes I'll go into other groups, right? And I'll talk to debt stuff, and people that have seen me there before, people say, "Hey man, once you get new material," it's like, well, math is going to be the same forever until death, so it's never going to change. What's up, Reese? What's going on? Nice. It says alien alert. Yeah, I was sent this review. Somebody emailed this to me, and I'm not sure if the name. Somebody emailed it to me. All right, so we're going to talk about this particular reviews in about 3 minutes. We're going to get started. About 30 seconds, excuse me. Welcome. It seems like everybody's starting to get the alerts. Maybe YouTube straightened out their problem with people going live and not getting alerts. Maybe they worked it out. Maybe they worked the kinks out. I knew it couldn't be like that forever because that would disrupt a lot of people's stuff. So just got to make a time for everybody to get used to it. Maybe, I don't know. Good morning. What's today? Friday? Sure is. It is Friday. Wow. Already. Crazy. Well, let's get started. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt, financing everything that goes down in value, worshiping the credit gods, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, worshiping them on a daily basis, right? And can't figure out why they're living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much money they make, no matter how many promotions they get, no matter if they work 2 or 3 jobs, they're still in debt and still living paycheck to paycheck and can't figure out why, right? Well, that's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life, right? Until I woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, "Hey, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances and you'll win with money." That's exactly what I did. And I became financially free. Okay. So now that I experience such freedom, I help other people get out of the debt matrix by exposing what I call the glitches in the debt matrix, things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people keep doing them and saying them. Okay. Calling themselves homeowners with 30-year mortgages, believing they got cars on sale after financing them for 84 months, staying 8 hours on the car lot to finance one car. Only slaves do that, right? If you're in debt, you're a slave. Okay. Period. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. Doesn't matter if you get offended. Only slaves get offended to the word slave. Okay. I want to make sure that is crystal clear. Okay. Anyway, what's up, Wayman? What's going on, Amina? All right. So every now and then, and people have been asking me to do reviews. So what I do is sometimes people send me articles, and I will read them from a debt-free perspective, from debt-free eyes, okay? From debt-free eyes. So you can understand what it means when you read these articles, because there's two ways to read articles like this. You can read from a debt perspective or a debt-free perspective, right? You'll see an article and say, hey, that's me. I'm in that same situation. Oh, how does that person do it with all this debt and student loan debt and blah, blah, blah? Well, because you guys are both slaves. That's why you have something in common, right? But when you read from a debt-free perspective, you'll know that it makes absolutely no sense. What they're saying through the whole article, it doesn't make any sense, right? All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this. Let me bring this article up, and then we're gonna read it together. So you guys understand. So as I read it, I'm gonna read it slowly, okay? And not because I'm a slow reader. It's because I want you to understand. Because I'm trying to translate it to you what they're really saying, okay? Because they're using what did Andre say? Persuasive writing. It's called persuasive writing, okay? They're writing something, and it looks like it makes sense and it's for you, but if you look at it mathematically, this is the best way I can show you how I am going to show you. Basically, when you look at it mathematically, the article will make absolutely no sense. Okay. All right. What's up, Alex? How you doing, man? All right. Let me pull this article up so you guys can, and then you guys can ask questions about it. Okay. All right. Let me bring this up. All right, and the link to the full article is in the description of this video. Okay, so just a second. We're going to read through this slowly. Okay. All right, here we go. How a 30-year-old, now remember, these titles are meant to capture slaves, like-minded slaves, people in the same situation. There's $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. That's with a big fat capital T. Trillion, $1.7 trillion. Okay. How a 30-year-old physical therapist with over $230,000 in student loan debt spends her money. Okay. Now I want you to understand. I want you to understand this. Okay. See how at the end of they say spends her money. She's $230,000 in debt. She has no money. Okay. So this title is meant to capture other slaves in this same situation. Okay. You guys can watch that video. I couldn't take it. Watching it doesn't make any sense. Okay. Dr. Adrienne Coleman is living her best life. Student loans be damned. I have no idea what that means. What do you mean you're living your best life? You're $230,000 in debt. That's slavery. See how they do that? Student loans be damned. Those are feelings. What are you talking about? Damned. You mad at student loans? You're damning student loans. Student loans don't care. They're still there. That kind of stuff it's just, I honestly, man, when I read stuff like this, I got to be honest with you guys. I feel sorry for slaves that believe this kind of stuff. It's horrible. All right, let's see. The 30-year-old physical therapist attended Georgia State University for undergrad. What's up, Jewel? You see how they're throwing out college names? Who cares? You're $230,000 in debt. That is a very expensive piece of paper on your wall. University for undergrad, and the University of St. Augustine for a doctoral degree. She financed both with loans adding up to $230,000 with interest, and it's going to continue on for as long as she has them. It could be an overwhelming figure, but Coleman doesn't lose sleep over it. She doesn't lose sleep. Check this out. She doesn't lose sleep from being a slave. $230,000 in debt. I would not be able to go to sleep. I'd be tossing, turning everywhere I went, every store I shopped, every car I drove. Okay, let's see. She's only a few years into her career and already earns $100,000. Okay, all right, whatever. I don't know what that means. That doesn't mean anything, but whatever. She expects her income will keep growing, which will help her her debt, pay off her debt down the road. Oh, later. She'll pay off her debt later after interest keeps building, right? See how they make it sound? She's going to pay off her debt later, but you're not paying off anything. It's earning interest. $230,000. I can only imagine the interest being earned on that. Okay. In the meantime, she isn't willing to sacrifice everything just to put more money toward her loan each month. What do you mean? Isn't willing? What do you have absolute slaves have no choice. Put money towards her student loan. It doesn't even make any sense. You don't see how slaves believe they have an option to whether pay or not. That's not true. You don't have no option. You got to do it. Okay. She doesn't live extravagantly. Of course not. She's a slave. But she does want to enjoy her life. Sorry, you can't. Okay. She makes room in her budget for travel, nights out with friends and family, and weekend shopping. See how this slave, she believes she can do all this stuff. She believes, first of all, she believes she has a budget. She believes she can travel. She believes she can have nights out with her friends and family and listen, weekend shopping trips. What does that mean? What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Makes no sense. All right. What's up, Andre? Let's see. It doesn't make me okay, this is her. It doesn't make me feel great that I have that much student loan debt. I'm sure it doesn't, but I don't let it hinder me in the way that I live my life. I have no idea what that means. What do you mean it don't let you hinder your life? You're a slave. Coleman tells CNBC, make it. What should I say? I'd rather live my life. Now I'm reading again, I'm reading slow so I can see what she's I'd rather because it doesn't make honestly, what she's saying is not making any sense. So I gotta kind of separate my mind like that so I can read it to you guys. Okay. I'd rather live my life than throw thousands of dollars into trying paying off debt. Now let me say that again. She says, I'd rather live my life than throw thousands of dollars into trying to pay off debt. What? What are you talking about? See, this is called slave splaining. None of this makes no sense. She really believes she has the option to not throw thousands of dollars at the student loan debt. She really believes that. Okay. Coleman puts $453 total toward her private loans each month. Normally, she also pays $229 per month towards her federal loans, but those have been deferred through the end of the year. So since student loans have been deferred, she just stopped paying them due to COVID-19. She expects to pay off her private loans in 8 years and her federal loans in 25 years. She has openly admitted that she's going to be a slave for at least 25 years. Oh my God. I mean, openly, this is a public article. At that time, any remaining balance on the federal loans will be discharged, and Coleman will have to pay taxes on the amount forgiven. So let's make sure you guys understand what is being said here. She's going to take 25 years of her life because she's 30 now. Okay. So at 55, she'll be done paying her student loans, right? And then at 55, she's got to pay the taxes on the student loan amount that will be forgiven. Now, let me make sure you guys understand this straight. Okay. 99% of student loan forgiveness were denied last year or this year, last year, one of those. 99% were denied. Mm, 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 mm. She also has around $2,600 in credit card debt. It keeps going up. Add that to the 230,000. Okay, plus interest on the credit card and the student loan. Okay, mostly from shopping for clothes, shopping for clothes and accessories, and she is paying off around $17,000 for it. Might as well add that to. Hold up. Let's just use her numbers. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm pulling up my calculator here. Let's see. 230,000. Okay. Plus 17,000 plus 2,600. Okay. Okay. I got almost $250,000 in debt right now. Okay. 250,000. Most personal finance experts would balk at the amount of debt Coleman concedes, but she says it's representative of her generation. What the what? Oh, since everybody else is doing it, since everybody else is slaves, I might as well. I'm cool with being a slave too. I got it. I get it. In fact, 1 in 6 millennials, there they go with the names. You guys got to get out of millennials and Generation X and all that stupid nonsense. Those are just labels. Do not put yourself in a box, okay? At least 1 in 6 millennials have at least $50,000 in student loan debt, at least 50,000 in debt, including home loans, according to Bank of America. Of course, Bank of America got all the info because they hold most of the loans. They own all those slaves. Okay. Coleman wanted to share her story to show that a person with student loans can live fully. That's a lie. No, you're not. What she did, what she did is with this article and the people that wrote the article, they're just using her. They're just she don't know she's a slave. Hey, slave, you want to come and write? You want to share your information on here so you can inspire the other slaves that it's okay to keep debt your whole entire life for the next 25 years of your life? No. And you think she didn't mention she has a mortgage, but you think she's gonna wait 25 years to get a house? No, she's not. She's gonna get a mortgage on top of that $230,000 in debt. Coleman lives in Atlanta, Georgia, near where she was raised. As a child, she knew she wanted a job in the medical field. Okay. And okay, I'm gonna skip over all the fluff. Okay. And when her mother was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2005, she decided to blah blah blah. More than 15 years after her mother, thankfully, is doing well. It's funny because I treat brothers and blah blah blah. If you want to read the article and go back and read that stuff, you can. She typically works. Okay, here we go. She typically works 7 days a week. Hell no. Do I want to? I don't even want to work 1 day a week, let alone 7. Treating patients with chronic neck pain and back at her full-time job Monday through Thursday and helping other patients increase their strength, blah, blah, blah. Endurance on Fridays and the weekends. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, between her full-time gig, overtime, and extra hours. God damn. Do you guys see this? This is how she's going to have to work for the next 25, no, longer than 25 years because she got to pay taxes on that. She got to pay taxes on that lump sum that might get that'll never happen. Okay. She's not going to last 25 years. I promise you. She's going to be, if she really believes that she's going to pay off, the debt is going to be forgiven in 25 years, she's going to be a slave until she's dead. I promise you. Between her full-time gig, overtime, and extra hours she picks up on the weekend. Damn. God, that is. She made $100,000 pre-tax. That's right. So you guys understand. They said she makes $100,000. She doesn't make $100,000. That's minus taxes. That's the fool slaves. They hear 100,000. They think she makes 100,000, but she doesn't. She makes $100,000 minus taxes. Okay. She was on track. She was on track to earn that again, but coronavirus pandemic has limited the number of patients. Are they saying with all that work, 7 days a week extra, she made $100,000 minus? Oh hell no. Mm-mm. But she has limited number of patients she can see, and she has not worked on the weekends throughout the pandemic. Hopefully she'll notice that how good it feels to have weekends off, and she'll do something to figure out how to keep it that way. But most likely, if she's doing 25 years, that's like financial prison. Coleman loves her job. I'm sure she does. She has no choice but to love it. If she had her way, she would work more. What? Wait a minute. Back up here. You said she works 7 days a week, treating patients on the weekend, and if she had it her way, she'd work more. You obviously, and in this video and article, she said she has a boyfriend. I have no idea when she spends time with him. It's relatively stress-free, she says, and her boss gives her autonomy to create her own schedule. The paychecks don't hurt either. Oh, okay. All right, slave. I can pay my bills without having to worry about anything, she says. Wow. Look at all that slave splaining. I can pay my bills without having to worry about anything, she says. Okay, slave, whatever. The best kind of slave to have is the best kind of slave to have is the slave that doesn't know they're a slave. Now, I want you guys to look at this picture, because all slaves, the majority of slaves do this. Now, look in the background. Look how proud she has displayed her degrees. See in the background? See in the background? Look at this. Big old smile in the picture. Look at all the degrees in the background. Now, anybody that walks into her office, they'll see all those and they'll be impressed. Ooh, oh my God. Wow. Look at all of her degrees, right? But you got to walk up and take a closer look. You walk up closer to the degrees and say, hey, what year did you graduate? I mean, you look at it shows the year that she graduated, right? You walk up and see the year that she graduated and all the degrees, right? And then you turn to her and say, do you still have student loans? If she says yes, and it's 2020, then you do the math, and then you turn to her and say, how long did you go to school? When did you graduate? You graduated how many years ago? And you still have your student loans. That's a problem. So you mean to tell me this piece of paper up here on these walls, all these pieces of paper you have, you don't even own these pieces of paper in these frames. She doesn't even own what she has displayed on the wall. She doesn't even own those expensive pieces of all those pieces of paper that you see in those frames. That's $230,000 and increasing every single day. And look at the smile on her face. She's a happy slave. Look at her, big smile. Don't even know. 100% clueless. Now, I'm not talking about her personally. There's 1.7 trillion. Yeah, I am, but $1.7 trillion. She's not alone. That's my point. Okay. All right. Ooh, learning. Look at this. Learning from her parents. Okay, let's see what you learned. Let's see. Coleman grew up in Kensaw, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes from Atlanta. Her parents, Joe, are both Jamaican immigrants who moved to the United States in the 1980s and still, I have no idea what that means on anything. Let's go. Let's see. Working hard is in her blood. Coleman says her mother is oh God. Oh God. Do you see that? Her mother is an accountant. Are you guys seeing this? I want you guys to see this. This article these type of articles are all over the internet. But if you're in debt, you can't see what I'm reading to you. All you got to do is follow these articles mathematically only. Take out your feelings. Don't worry about her mama's from, where she live. They're hard worker immigrants they immigrated. Don't listen to any of that. Don't pay attention to this stuff. Follow the math. Now, right here, she says her mother is an accountant. And her father is a food auditor, and they have always encouraged their children to have multiple streams of income. All right, whatever. Okay, whatever. They have this saying that Jamaicans always have more than one job. Okay, whatever. Her parents have had a lasting influence on her relationship with money. Oh God. You see that? Really? How? Her mother is more conservative of the two, encouraging her children to save 10% of the paycheck since she started giving them allowance. She also taught Coleman the value of investing for the long term rather than day trading. How about investing? How about teaching her to invest in herself? You can't, she's in debt. She has absolutely no money to invest in anything outside of herself. She is almost according to this article, from the numbers she has provided, she is almost $250,000 in debt. And she really believes she's investing 10% of her paycheck into something. 10% of negative is still negative. God, man, this is horrible. All right. Her father, on the other hand, is more a spend thrift, keen to reward hard work with travel and other indulgences. The two balance each other out, says Coleman, and she has taken a little from each of their. Oh, all right, whatever. Not every lesson has stuck. Her mother always bought the least expensive version of any product. Coleman says remembering $2 bottles of lotion from childhood that had more in common with water than moisturizer. Now Coleman prefers to invest in quality over quantity. Oh, she's like, hey, scrap the cheap stuff my mom was buying. I'm buying more expensive stuff because she thinks she has more money. She really thinks she has money to buy expensive stuff. Her favorite brands include high-end designers like blah, 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 blah. Growing up, my mom would buy $2 shirts, $10 pants, says Coleman. As I've grown older, I've realized that I don't like $2 shirts and $10 pants because she believes she has more money to buy more expensive things. I'd rather get good quality garments that will last for a long time and spend the money on them. I bet you do. Keeping you into a lifetime of slavery. And when you watch the video of this thing, she says, "Hey, you know how?" And listen to this. Watch this part when she brings in her boyfriend. She says, "I also save money because my boyfriend buys all my clothes. He pays for my food. He drives me everywhere." I'm like, "Oh my God! Oh, that poor dude." You doing what you're doing now, she's gonna think she has more money than what she has, and now he has to keep up. He can't stop just one day say, "Hey, baby, I don't feel like buying your clothes no more." You can't do that. Oh, baby, I'm tired of driving you around. I'm spending all. You got some gas money? You ain't never asked me for gas money before. You've never asked me to pay for my food before. Now you want me to do it? Yeah, I want you to do it. Nope, sorry, it's not going to happen. He's already laying the groundwork for for the relationship to end. She's not $250,000 in debt, student loan in debt. Period. She's not going to stop. She thinks she has extra because she's showing you right here in this article. She believes she now has extra money to pay for more expensive clothes. You know why? Because her boyfriend's paying for her food. He's probably paying all her bills too. Whatever. Then one day he's gonna want to. He's like, damn, this is getting expensive. He's gonna want to stop. Hey, baby, maybe you should start paying for your own shit. She's gonna be like, screw you. Jewel said, "Is this a high value couple?" Okay, let's go. Let's move on. Being near family is important to Coleman. Two of her brothers live nearby, and her parents' quick trip away, nights out with friends, boyfriends. Okay, here we go. Nights out with friends, and her boyfriend of 7 years, Steve. Ooh, put his name in there. Steve Pettis. Fill much of her time when she isn't working. She's working 7 days a week. Where does he come in? I'm curious. She's working 7 days a week, overtime, blah blah blah, and says fill much of her time when she isn't working, which is not what, an hour or two maybe for lunchtime. Maybe he comes up to see her on lunchtime. Maybe that's what she's talking about. She also enjoys traveling and shopping. Slaves can't travel and or shop. Stop saying that, slave. She wrote this article was posted yesterday. Coleman is happy to be rooted in Atlanta, which she calls one of the top cities Black millennials, thanks to my job opportunities and entertainment options, relatively low cost of living. It's home. I think living in Atlanta exposed you to a lot of different cultures, blockety blah, whatever. Oh, The slave is going to show us how she budgets her money. Okay, let's see it, slave. Let's see what you think. Let's see what you mathematically believe. Okay, here we go. Here's a look at how Coleman spent her money in 2020 of July. Really? Okay. 1650 on food, miscellaneous, 280 on insurance, savings, blah, 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 blah. None of that exists on this. See how fancy and the colors and the lines and the ring and it now to the average eye, to the average person that looks at this, ooh, that looks fancy. And this that means nothing. That's just I just see colors. I see a kid coloring on he scribbled on a board and just wrote in some numbers because she's $250,000 in debt. She doesn't have money for streaming services. She doesn't have money for food. She doesn't have money for a phone. She doesn't have money. She's $230,000 in debt. And she's got over here $903 for debt repayment. No, you don't. Oh, man, look at this. Look at the way it's listed out. Look at it. Just, oh, I have this and that and blah, blah. Ooh, oh, she $16 for Amazon Prime and Apple. What? Coleman hasn't traveled since the start of the pandemic, saving. Oh, listen to this. She hasn't traveled since the start of the pandemic, saving her around $600 a month. What's what's saving? She's saving what? Oh, because she's not traveling. She's saving money. That's not true. That's not true. She has no money to travel, so she's not saving anything. She is also spending less on clothes and shoes, allowing her to put more toward her credit card debt. Whatever, slave. Before coronavirus, I would travel at least once a month, even if it was going to the beach in Florida, because I do work a lot. She says, I like taking vacations. Whatever. You're just a slave on vacation. Dressed very nice. Look at her. She fits the part. You would look at her and then, hey, what do you do? Because everybody with job titles, they think they people with job, you know how people always, hey, what do you do? I'm a physical therapist. I'm a computer engineer. I'm a this and that. And I work for the government. I'm this and that. They think they're, when I hear people throw out their job titles, I go, hey, who are you without your job title? Without the title that your job gave to you? You know that job title that you're telling me? Yeah, your job gave that to you, right? Yeah. Who are you without that title? Though Coleman was already saving around $400 a month, no, she wasn't, and investing over four. Oh, this article is hard to read. She's $250,000 in debt, and she believes that she's saving $400 a month, and the word and investing $460. She plans to start setting aside more of her money for emergency savings. I hope you guys are listening to me. I hope you guys. She's saying this publicly out in the open. This is called slave splaining. Slave splaining means this. They don't have a clue of what they're saying, and they're saying it out loud. Hey, yeah, I'm saving around $400 a month, and I'm investing $460,000 too, and I'm putting money away for an emergency. No, you're not. You're $250,000 in debt. She has around 3,000 in liquid savings. Now, if I was in front of her, I would say, "Hey, Coleman, what's 3,000 minus 250,000?" 3,000 minus 250,000 equals how much money you have in savings right now. She's going to look at me dazed. She's not going to really understand what that means. So I'll repeat it, right? I'll say, pull out your calculator. Put 3,000 minus 250,000 equals how much money you have in savings. Liquid savings. Ooh, they notice how they throw out terms. Ooh, that's fancy. All right. But the past few months have made her realize she needs more financial cushion. No, she needs see a financial cushion. She needs a financial foundation. Slaves have cushions. People with money have foundations. Okay. So it's like this. Hey, if you had a house being built from the ground up, and he said, "Hey, man, hey, if the contractor if the contractor said to you, say, hey, I'm gonna do something different. Instead of putting a foundation in your house, I'm gonna put a cushion." You would look at that contractor like he is absolutely nuts. This is no different. I need a financial cushion. Okay, slave. Now she's aiming to stash away 6 months of living expenses. No, she's not. Coronavirus has changed my financial goals. She says, I'm grateful that I still have a job. Well, you have to have a job. You're a slave. What do you mean grateful? Yeah, you have to have a job. But in the event that I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to survive the past 2 months. Of course, you would sink after 1 month. She is also prioritizing paying off her car note and credit card debt, leaving her student loans as her only debt. When that is settled, she is interested in investing in real estate. When that is settled. So, see, okay, let me make sure I read this right. All right, I got that part. She is prioritizing paying off her car note and credit card debt, leaving her student. When that is settled, she is interested in investing in real estate. So I'm assuming when she's paid off her debt, her student loan debts are forgiven in 25 years, she's going to invest in real estate at age 55? Okay, all right, cool. Though she's happy with her life and her choices, she concedes that if she could give her younger self some advice, she would opt to go to a public university for graduate school instead of private, of course. If anybody out there wants to be a physical therapist, please go to a state school because it's not worth it to go to a private school. She says, of course not. Still, she's confident that with enough hard work, she will reach her goals regardless of her student loans. That's not true. Okay. I spend money on what I want to. Oh, listen to this. I spend money on what I want to, she says, and I'm still able to live the life that I want. You see, this is called slave splaining. I spend money on what I want to, she says. I'm still able to live the life that I want. No, you are not. That's called slave splaining. You're living the life of a slave. That's what she's living, the life of a slave. That is just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And look at that. Look at that. Big old smile like she's doing something. Look at that. And it's not saying to her negatively. She doesn't know she's a slave. Mm, mm, mm. And if you watch, there's another smile. Look at her, just happy as can be. Knowing that you got $200,000, $230,000 in student loan debt, and you smiling? No. Mm-mm. You guys watch this video? Look at the clothes. Look what they're at. Look how they're dressed. They look like they're having fun. They're going out, her and her boyfriend going out eating. She's proud to say her boyfriend pays for her life. How long you think that's going to last? One day he's going to get tired of that shit. You better believe it. He's going to get tired of it. He's like, hey, why don't you buy your own food? Why don't you pay for your own gas? Why don't you buy your own clothes? All right, let's get out of here. All right, what's up, Hyphy? What's up, Brittany C? Autumn Trees. What's up, Andre? Andre says he gonna earn that alimony and child support bill. He sure is. He gonna earn it because she ain't changing that lifestyle. Believe that. Believe that. Oh, let me get back. What's up, Chiz Players? You guys been yip yapping. Okay, let me catch up back up. All right. What's up, Alex? Jewel. Q Savage, what's going on? So she bring home about 78, maybe. She can't take it. She's in debt, so she can't take advantage of any tax breaks. No 401k, no HSA, no Roth IRA. She's in debt. So she can't take. What's up, Yellow J? Andre says, it always feels like somebody is. Hey, man, you telling your age singing that song, man. Okay. Ninja assassin on the prowl. Amina says she probably went to the mall she probably went to that mall I was talking about. Oh, in Atlanta. What's up, Frank? What's going on, man? Dejan, what's going on? The funny thing is, her boyfriend pays for pretty much everything, and she has a high salary, so she could pay off the debt and be debt free. She sure could. And you're right, Dejan. She could pay off her debt. You know what she would have to do? Go live with her parents. Go live with her parents. All she had to do is live with her parents about 3 or 4 years. Live with her parents. That's it. That's all she would have to do. At 100, keep working the way she's doing, 7 days a week, whatever, overtime, and live with her parents. She would be free. Yellow J says, I saw this article keep popping in my feed, but I didn't want to give it the attention. This is a keep you in slavery rationale mindset. Makes me sick. Others will follow. Well, Yellow J, like I always say, man, in order for the economy to keep doing what it's doing, our economy runs on debt. And if it runs on debt, we need slaves. So we need slaves to look at this article. This is how a slave in her same situation will read the article. Okay. They will see it and say, wow, look at her. She's still living her life. She's not losing any sleep by having student loan debt. Student loan debt is just part of life. And that's exactly how they want you to think. What the article is really saying is that it's okay to keep student loan debt your entire life. It's okay. Look, she's doing it. She's smiling. She's happy. She's a successful professional. That's what they want you to think. Doctor so and so. Soon as you see the name doctor, you're impressed, right? You see the 2 letters in front of it, but it doesn't mean anything. They're just high-paid slaves. I mean, it says now is the time to pay the student loans off while the interest is 0. Exactly, Amina. Right now is the time to dump as much money as you can into your student loan debt. Right now, but slaves don't know that. Don't matter. But with 0% interest, you know what slaves think? Oh man, I'm cool, man. I don't have to worry about paying it until 6 months. And then you just got to ask a person. So what happens at December 30th? What happens in January 1st when the interest kicks back in? Then what? Then what are you going to do? Resume your normal payments? Well, I don't get it. Mina says, who would want to represent this generation? I know, right? Represent yourself. Laura says the slave splaining article is giving me a cardiac arrest. Exactly. It's just slave splaining. Thank you, Nicer. Appreciate it. It's slave splaining. I get it. Just like Andre told me, persuasive writing. That's what that writing is. It's to convince slaves that it's okay to pay for college longer than going to college. I want you to, like in that picture I was showing you, how she's standing so proudly with the degrees behind her. They all do that. They really believe those framed pieces of paper that they don't even own. They don't even own the piece of paper, those pieces of paper in those nice frames. Just so proudly, like, oh, look at all that. That impresses only slaves. Chess Player says, LJ, you're a mind reader. I just saw this clip and immediately hoped you had a chance to see it. Somebody sent it to me. Dejan says the boyfriend is like her dad. He enables her to treat herself. Exactly. He's acting just like her daddy. Chess Player says that boyfriend is a big old simp. And the problem with that is he can just trade her. He just trade her in for another woman anytime he feels like it, but her debt ain't going anywhere. Sure ain't going nowhere. Her mom is, I know what, right, Andre? Her mom is an account. You and I always talk about that. It doesn't matter a person's job title. This article is saying it to you right in front of your face. Accountants go to school to understand mathematics. You cannot get an accounting degree if you don't pass math. You can't, right? Her mom is an accountant. That's messed up. Thank you, Hyphy. Appreciate it. What's up, Autumn Trees? How you doing? The mom is the reasonable one, right? What's up, Jaws 2003? Exclamatic, what's going on? Yas, what's going on? She works 7 days a week. I don't want to work seven. I don't want any more. I don't even want to work 1 day a week, let alone 7. Nice. It says she got all her feelings and her personal finances and would probably make a scene if you gave her a reality check. She would. She would. She wouldn't even be able to take it. She wouldn't be able to accept it. Dejan says, can't feel sorry for him. He enables it. Oh yeah, that's all on him. And he obviously ain't getting no time with her. She works 7 days a week. What kind of time do you think? And I think in the video it says he's about to move in. They're about to move in together. If he moves in it, he is toast. If he moves in with her, he is toast. But he's been with her for like 7 years. He is toast. John says, at $100,000 a year, she should pay off in 3 years. She could if she moved with her parents, but she's not. She'll buy a house. She'll finance a house before that. And guess what type of loan she's going to get? Because she has no money. The bank knows she has no money, so she's going to get an FHA mortgage. I promise you. She has no money to come up with 20% down to put down on a house. She's never going to have that. Andre says, this divorce and misery in the future. For sure. That's guaranteed divorce. Guaranteed. Yah says, when does she wear those expensive garments? Did you see her closet? Did you see her closet full of clothes? Jewel says, is this a high value couple? Right. I know. Sure ain't. Believe that. Andre says, he is going to earn that alimony child support check. He sure is. I forgot what they said. It's in there. Jamaica. Okay. Dave says, one reason why so many women flock to Atlanta, there are guys like her boyfriend who are willing to pay for a woman's lifestyle. Yeah. I mean, it's again, I don't really want you guys to think it's gender. It's both. There's women that are willing to pay men's lifestyles and vice versa. I think it's more the other way. Men do it for women more. That maybe that's why it's so prominent, but it's both ways. It doesn't matter. You're right. It's horrible, Brittany. She living too expensive. She living too expensive in Atlanta. NY sister lives in Morrow, which is south of Atlanta, and pays half the price for rent. Hyphy says, high value women alert. SMD men shoot your shot. Women like that will think that men need to be on her level or higher to talk to her. I think what it is, and again, it's not men or women. As soon as somebody hears a person's job title, they believe that this person is somehow above them. Ooh, she's a doctor. Oh, you hear doctor, you think money. That's what slaves think. The only thing I hear, doctor, yeah, you pay your student loans off. Yeah, you're just a high paid slave. That's it. You're just Dr. Coleman slave to me. Dave says, I meet women all the time and living in Atlanta. Atlanta is full of them. I'm sure it's there. It's crazy. Shout out to AL. Cancel my $200,000 PhD. Cancel my $200,000 PhD degree in twerking, please. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. But shout out for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it. What's up, Steven? What's going on, man? How you doing? Oh shoot, I passed up a lot of stuff here. Let me get back up here. Damn, that thing jumped up, didn't it? Holy crap. Okay, here we go. And keep on living. Okay, Dave says, this is not surprising to me at all. I've experienced women like this for the past 20 years who live a life of delusion and grandeur. This is exactly how most younger modern day. Yeah. Laura says, the smile of a slave. Exactly. Is a slave if they don't know they're a slave? She don't know she's a slave. That's why she's smiling so big. If she knew she was a slave, she wouldn't even did that article. There is no way. If she knew she was a slave, there is no way she would have did that article. She wouldn't have did it. Or he already cheating. Who knows? If he's paying for all that, he's probably not cheating. I don't think so. This is why this was why never to date slaves. I would never date slaves. Never. I would never date slaves ever. She is financially transmitting diseases, in the words of Edward Anderson. Financially transferring diseases. Chess Player says, I don't even have a problem with her boyfriend paying most of her stuff, but if she was smart, she'd take the money he gives her plus income of $100,000 and pay off those debts. Yeah, that'll never happen, Chess Players. That will never happen. Okay. She believes, since he's paying for all that stuff, she believes she has extra money to buy all the expensive clothes and go on vacations. And she says weekend shopping sprees. Where does that even come from? I don't, hey man, I'm gonna take this weekend and go shopping. It just doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it says, I'm watching a YouTube video on this article. It's amazing. Yeah, you guys should catch that video. Trust me, you guys should catch it. Okay. Amina says she helps her friends financially. I don't know how she's doing that. Chess Player says she could actually pay off those debts and still live relatively comfortable without much lifestyle change. Yeah, she could. She got to move in with her parents. I had secondhand embarrassment for her for watching this. She really thinks she's doing great. She does. You can tell by her smile. You can tell by her stance in front of her degrees in the background. Look at all those pieces of paper that got her to be a slave today. Look at it. What's going on, man? Gabriel says, I don't want to work one day a week. Exactly. I don't. And when I say don't work, I'm saying, because I got to work for myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying work, whatever. I'm not going to get it. Brittany C says, she better wake up fast or that student loan interest will blow that loan up even bigger. Oh, yes. If you read the video, if you listen to the video, she says it was around 180,000. It has blown up to 230,000 just in that short amount of time. Andre says they are high value in taxes, interest payments, and consumption. Be grateful they exist. Oh yeah, be very grateful. Now, and if you're jumping in and you're listening to me talk about this article, we need people like her. I'm not saying that we don't need, because there's $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. She's one of millions. We need her to believe that she's doing weekend shopping sprees. We need her to believe she's investing. We need her to believe that she's going on vacations. That she's not losing whatever. Okay, slave, whatever. As long as you keep making payments, you're helping us, people that understand money. Okay. Amina says her student loan went from 180 to 230 in 2 years. That's $30,000 a year in interest. 30,000 a year. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. I didn't get it at first, AL. My bad. Hyphy says, let's make it clear for the women listening. We're not disturbed by the amount of debt she has. We're disturbed by her lack of desire to get rid of it. Yes, correct. Very correct. And on the same note, we need people like that. If everybody woke up and understood and believed and listened to what the SMD family here says, the economy would crash. There would be nobody left to finance cars. There would be nobody left keeping student loans their entire lives. There would be nobody left to believe in their homeowners with 30-year mortgages. We need those people. AL says, women think the average lifestyle is what they see on luxury Instagram pages. They sure do believe it. They believe it. The average overtime hours worked in the healthcare field is 32.2 hours. Mm. Chess Player says, I almost feel like CNBC did this as a sneak diss to her and everyone is the real reason for that is to encourage other slaves that it's okay to keep student loan debt your entire life. It's okay. Look, slaves, she has over $250,000 in debt, and look at her smile. She's happy. She's still doing everything she want to do. Look at her. She even says it herself. She's still living her best life. That's and then the slaves go, this is how slaves think. If their student loan debt is less than the $230,000, say like a slave has $20,000 in student loan debt. That the first thing a slave is gonna say, at least I don't have student loan debt like her. It's not that much. At least it's not that bad. That's another thing they want you to believe. It's called persuasive writing. It's excellent. Dave says, I know exactly how this will end. One day, the boyfriend is going to ask her to cook something, and she's not going to want to, or don't know how to, or he will lose his job and can no longer buy things, or he's going to meet somebody who will bring. They don't really talk about what he's doing with his finances. They kind of touch on what he's paying for and what he likes to do or what he does, but they don't really touch on his debt. Because believe this, put it this way. If he was debt free, he would not be dating her, because he would be saying, hey, you know what? This is exactly what he would probably be saying. Hey, I'm paying for all your food and clothes and gas and everything. Why don't you take that extra money and pay off your student loan debt instead of buying more expensive clothes? Or instead of telling me to buy, because she claims, she's like, you notice an article, she says, yeah, I don't buy, my mom bought $2 pants and $10 shirts. I like more expensive stuff. You know why she likes it? Because she's not paying for it. She just said it in the article, my boyfriend pays for my clothes. That's why she likes more expensive clothes. She's not paying for them. L says, I pull 90 grand a year, still working 60 plus hours a week, no debt, 75% take home expensive, life is good. And that's all good, man. I mean, I don't really get why would anybody want to work that many hours a week. I don't get it. Maybe if you got a goal that you're doing, maybe you're saving money to buy a house in cash. Okay, cool. I get it. Right. But if you're just doing it just to be doing it, I don't personally get it. And I'm gonna say something to you, AL, so you can understand. Okay. Rich and wealthy are not the same things. Okay. Rich means you have a lot of money. Wealthy means you own the time in your life. Time is the most valuable thing on earth. Time. One day we are all going to be dead. We're not going to exist, right? So that's obvious. That's obvious. The most expensive, the most valuable thing on earth, right? The most valuable thing on earth. If you have a job, you will never own you. It's mathematically impossible for you to ever own 100% of the time in your life. Mathematically impossible. You will never be able to feel what I feel today. It's impossible. Okay. And I'm not saying, that's not knocking anybody that works. I'm not knocking that you love your job. You work 60 hours a week. Hey, that's great. But I'm just saying something to you. You will never be able to own the time in your life with a job. Okay. I just want to make sure that's clear. Okay. Gabriel says, this goes in every generation, SMD, no matter the age. It doesn't matter. Generation X, millennials, your age, math is timeless. Okay. Don't put yourself in a box. Okay. Don't. Dave says, the government and student loan people are sitting back, smiling, thinking, just keep paying slave for life. She just been sentenced to a life sentence of debt. She sentenced herself, Dave. She is accepted of being a slave. She doesn't know she's a slave. You know why she doesn't know? Because she lives in a nice house. No, I want you guys to notice all the pictures, especially when you watch the video. Pay attention to the background. Look at the nice living room. Look where her office. Everything is so beautiful. Look at her clothes. Look at her hair. It's all to divert you that she's a slave. Slaves don't. If you say, "Hey, you're a slave," but look at the way she's dressed. She's a nicely dressed slave. That's it. There's nothing different. Now let me invite you guys, if you guys have anything to ask or to comment about this article. So here's the link. If anybody wants to come up and talk and say something about it, please feel free. If you're new to the channel, please don't hesitate to jump on. You can. This is an open forum. I want everybody to understand, if you're new to the channel, this is the safe zone. Okay. Nobody's going to talk bad about you. Nobody's going to make you feel stupid for not knowing something. That doesn't happen here. Okay. You will get answers mathematically. Okay. Any question you ask will be answered mathematically. So you'll know, you'll leave here knowing that the math is right. It's up to you to believe the math. It's totally up to you. Okay. Now, if you're in the background listening and you hear me saying slave a lot, and you want to know, maybe you don't know you're a slave. This is how to tell if you're a slave. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Yes, including mortgage, student loan, collections, tickets, back child support, uh, stuff that you think is going to fall off in 7 years on your credit report. All that, all of it counts. Okay. Then I want you to go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Okay. If that's a large negative number, you are a slave. Doesn't matter the car you drive, you're just a slave driving a nice car. Doesn't matter what area you live in, you're just a slave living in a nice area. You're a slave living in a nice house. You're a slave wearing nice clothes. You're still a slave. Okay, so let's make sure that is clear. Okay. Charles says, I get what you're saying about the jobs and time. Better to have a business coupled with a productive service. Yes, that's the way you do it. If you're working, if you have a job and you work, you get paid per hour. That means you, for the first 40 hours a week or whatever, 60 hours a week, you don't own 60 hours a week of your life every single week. No, that's a no. And put it this way, let me tell you guys something. Once you own, it's a double-edged sword. Once you know what it feels like to own every single minute of your life, there is no going back. There is no going back. That's the only thing I can tell you. There is no going back. Okay. I worked that many hours to pay off my multi-family home and retire when I'm 35, 40. I have a house overseas. Okay, great. And that's why I said that, AL, because if somebody's working that many hours to do what you're doing, because a paid off home is guaranteed returns every single month. You know why? Because you're not paying rent or mortgage every single month. Why millions of people are. I'm a 90. So people understand this. I don't own 100% of my time. Okay. I'm 99% free and I'm a 1% slave, 99% alien, 1% slave. Why? Because I don't own where I live. I pay rent. Okay. I don't own it. That's why I'm 99% alien, 1% slave. I'm working on that 1%. Believe that. So congratulations to you, AL, for sure, man. I'm from Bosnia. All my family is here from all my family is from there, excuse me. Don't need much to live there. Okay, got it. Hey, congratulations. Usually, so crazy. Usually people from other countries, when they come to America, they come here and thrive. You know why? Because they pay for things with cash. People here that are living the American dream. See, everything is out. And I want you guys to understand this. None of this is hidden. You come here, they say, hey, come to America and live the American dream. Dream. In order to dream, you must be asleep. So if you're calling yourself a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage, you're not living the American you're not living the well, no, you are living the American dream because you are asleep. You're asleep. So I guess you are living the American dream. If you have a nice car and you're making payments on it, I guess you're living the American dream because you're asleep because that's not your car. Nice says, anyone seen NC Biggs lately? Or did he accept that marriage proposal and moved into yeah, right. Blessings, LJ. What's up? What's up, James? How you doing, man? Now, if you guys came in late and you guys can catch the replay on the article. It's an article read. Sometimes you guys send me some good ones, man. Sometimes I just have to come on and hit that, read that. So if you're in the background, you have any questions, you can ask me. Now's the time to ask. Maybe you got some questions to ask of the SMD family members. Maybe the SMD family members want to come up and answer some questions from people, their own way, because sometimes I answer different than others. I think this weekend I'm gonna make a video for the members only this weekend, just talking about my personal growth, what I've been feeling, what I've been experiencing lately, to kind of give you guys a heads up if you guys decide to go all the way, man, to experience true freedom. Proud to say, hey, man, I'm 99% alien, 1% slave. That's it. This is going to take a minute, but I think next year, 2021, when the housing market crash happens, I'll be able to get a house pretty damn cheap. Pretty cheap, cash, pretty cheap. Come next year. Any questions about the article for me? How to get out of slavery? Slavery, people think slavery is dead. It's not dead. It's just evolved. Everything evolves, everything. You just can't put people in physical chains anymore. It has nothing to do with race. Nothing to do with race. None of that stuff. None of that matters. Don't get caught up in the race thing. Don't get caught up where you live. None of that matters. Andre says the average overtime hours worked in did it jump up? What happened there? It must have jumped up, sorry. Yeah, it jumped up. Okay. Now you don't have to get on camera. Oh, I got a delivery. Hold on, you guys. I got a delivery. 1 second here. And I hate it. They don't even ring the bell. Don't even ring the bell. Just drop it off. Irritates me. Only take a second to ring the doorbell. That's it. I'll take somebody to walk up and just grab the package, and then you're screwed. All right, let's see. Jimmy says, have you started a book yet? No. Lately, I've been my time has been wrapped up in my girlfriend's business. I'm helping her. Oh, that's my stuff. Okay. Cool. I've been wrapped up in her business. No book yet. People have been telling me to get started. I will. I'll get there. I don't know. Honestly, Jimmy, I follow of more of a spiritual path, and I follow something that you can't see, smell, taste. It's something this is why I'm here today, Jimmy, because I followed this energy. That's why this is the only reason why I'm talking to you guys on this mic today. Because I followed something that I couldn't tell anybody. Hell, because when people would ask me when I first got out of there, hey man, what are you planning on doing? You quit your job. What are you going to do now? You know what I would answer? I have no idea what I'm going to do. None. They would give me this puzzled look. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea what I'm going to do. None. I have no idea what's going to happen next month. The only day I live in the present moment. The future does not exist. Only the present moment will exist and will ever exist. You create your future only in the present moment. And you're right, Stephen. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. This is why I love when people try to confront me or whatever. I just pull out the obvious. Hey, what I just said is in the Bible, right? So if you have a mortgage, right, the bank is the lender. And since you borrowed from the lender, that makes you the slave. They just can't fight it. People are not going to fight against the Bible. Hey, Don't you believe those words in that book right there? Yeah, okay then. AL says 90K to 100K, same amount of hours. Put it this way, AL. Put it this way. You get out of that situation, you won't think, you won't believe, you will understand that 90K and 100K is really not a lot of money. Okay. I know it looks like that. I know it sounds like it, but you get out of that world, you'll look at it and be like, oh damn, that's not really, no, it's not. It's not. People in debt are given more deals for stuff and finance instead of whiplashing. The banks make a lose win look like a win-win, right? Well, so funny, nicer. They're not even doing anything fancy. The banks trust mathematics, and slaves do not. I don't want you guys to think banks are big, bad, and evil, and they're tricking you and they're doing something evil to you. They're not doing anything to anybody. They just trust mathematics, and slaves do not. That's it. That's the only difference between the rich and the poor. Slaves don't trust math. People with money do. That's it. Amina says, I can't believe this article. It's true. Amina, it has to be this way. It has to be what you read in that article, Amina, it must be this way. In order for us, those of us that know, to remain free, the majority must remain in debt. They must believe it's okay to keep student loans for 25 years. They must believe that it takes 30 years to pay off one house. They must believe it's okay to sit on a car lot for 8 hours to buy one car. They must believe it's okay to finance cell phones. It must. Why do you think the price of cell phones are shooting through the roof? Because slaves will believe it's normal to finance them because they can't afford to pay them in cash. You think a slave has $1,500 to drop on a phone? No, they're not. But you notice how all the slaves have the top end phones? You notice that? You think they're coming up with $1,500 to pay for a phone? They're not. They're not. You guys, sometimes, man, I think about it. I'll think this gift I have that I've been given by the universe, right? It's so simple. This is what makes it a gift. It is so simple and millions of people cannot even see it. Millions, millions can't even see it. This was so amazing about this gift. Amazing. Hyphy says, with the upcoming presidential election, I'm confident they are going to give some student loan relief program to secure election victory. Spoken by a student loan debt or with no desire to repay. You know what? I wonder about that, Hyphy, but I think if they do it, it's going to be worded in a way, if you do this, if you do that, if you jump through this hoop, if you walk on these hot coals, if you balance on the high beam, you will get student loan. They're just not going to say, hey, student loan relief across the board. No, they're going to make slaves have to jump through some hoops to get it. Slaves don't like doing any work. They just want stuff to be automatic. They do. They just want it to be automatic. My $20,000 Honda Civic costs $338 a month. I can't imagine the payments for a $40,000 or $60,000 vehicle. Can't even imagine it. You paid cash though. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm not. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Al. If you're making payments, would you pay cash? What did you pay cash for? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Jimmy says, LJ, you have the yellow pad and pencil. Yeah, title. Okay. You know what? Hey, I love when you guys push me. Okay. When you guys do things like that, I don't take that wrong. Okay. I don't take that negative. I appreciate it. I do. It helps push me. Okay. Content, all title, and all the content you need. All you have to do is put it to paper to all you have to do is put it on paper. The universe will do the rest. A dream becomes reality when you put it on paper. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna write this stuff down. You're right. I do use my yellow pad a lot, man. I'll be filling up yellow pads like it ain't nothing, too. I keep them all. I don't throw them away. I put them all away. Amina says, "Oh my gosh, she loses $30,000 a year in interest." Yeah, but she's living her best life, Amina. She's living her best life. No, and again, I appreciate you, Jimmy. Thank you. Thank you. Yep, it's going to be that way until death. I'm from Chicago. The biggest concentration of luxury vehicles is on the south and west side. Ooh, wow. Isn't that crazy? I know, right? Dave says slaves do have all the newest and latest technology, new phones, tablets, cars, fashion. Exactly. I mean, it says, what investment can she make that will allow her to earn $30,000 a year? Nothing. She should pay off that student loan. But if you told her that, if you went to her and said, "Hey, Dr. Coleman, if you paid off your student loan debt, you will be earning $30,000 a year now," she would be like, "What? Oh yeah, that's called phantom income." She'd be like, "What? I know you don't see it because you're in debt, but when you get out of debt, you will see it." She still won't understand. Enigma says, "I came late. A physical therapist has $230,000 in student loan debt. They don't make that much per year." I don't believe. No, she said she made 100,000. So, and even in that article, she says at one point she says, "Hey, by the way, if you become a physical therapist, it's not worth it going to private schools. Go to a local college. Go to a public whatever." Right? You mean to tell me your mother, who is an accountant, didn't tell you to do that? She didn't say, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't be going to a private school. Maybe you should go to a local college." Doesn't make any sense. This is for the S&D fam. If you can simplify your money with math, you can simplify all other areas of your life for sure. I was just I was just showing you the finance amount for a 20K car. Okay, gotcha. I pay cash for the vehicle. Okay, I kind of figured that. I just want to make sure I was clear about that. Cancel student loans. No other sentence raises my blood pressure or high. Well, they won't cancel student loans. That will never happen. They will never release that many of their slaves. So don't think that's going to ever happen. And just like what Hyphy said earlier, the partial relief, there's going to be so many rules and regulations to even get that relief. No different than the student loan forgiveness program. They're going to word it in a way to, hey, if you do this, you do that, we'll relieve 10,000. But I guarantee you this: even if they said we're going to relieve 10,000 of student loan debt, you're going to have to pay. They're going to make them pay taxes on that money. You're just not getting out scot free. You're not. Slaves want to get away with this scot free. They're not. Can you check this out? Believe it or not, when they even hint at forgiving student loans, you know what a lot of slaves go and do? They'll go and sign up for school and get all kind of loans, won't care how much they're getting, because they believe that somewhere they read that student loans might be forgiven in the future. So they'll go and to rack up student loan. Oh man, we might as well go ahead and do it. They're going to forgive them anyway. No, they're not. Now you're going to be a slave for the rest of your life. If you go to college, if you pay for college longer than going to college, you should not be giving anybody any financial advice whatsoever. None. Zero. But people do this all the time. I see it all the time on Facebook. All the time. All the time. People with student loan debt giving out financial advice, living their best life on social media. I saw this one dude that I follow. Well, I don't really follow him, but he's a friend of mine on Facebook, right? He's got like to hit between him and his wife, they got like $200,000-300,000 in student loan debt. And just the other day, I saw him uh, with a Mercedes Benz with a bow around it, talking about, "Hey, the wifey deserves this." I was like, "God damn! No, you didn't do that." A big old pile of debt wrapped in a bow because you sure didn't pay cash for it. I don't say anything, but I feel sorry for them. I do. I feel sorry for them because he's caught up, and but at the same time, he's giving out financial advice on his channel. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like because people will see him and his wife look like they're doing wonderful. Oh, look, he bought our bands, and then slaves will naturally follow him because they think he's living lovely, but he's not. What's up, NC Biggs? Nice. I was just asking about you. NC Biggs says her student loans has to be just one part of her life. I'm sure she has other payments that she is. Oh yeah, she says it. She has car payments. She has credit card payments. And there's more payments outside of that too. Believe that. She just listed those two because those are most common. Joel says the Democrats have already said they want to forgive student loans so that the economy will be stimulated. What this means is to me is that they want to exchange one debt for another. No, they will never release that. That's just to give slaves hope. They understand that there are millions of people out there in student loan debt. They just tell them what they want to hear. That'll never happen. They will never ever release that many of their slaves. If they check this out, if they forgave student loan debt, that's one point. Look at the bigger picture. That's $1.7 trillion that they're not going to get. All those businesses that collect student loan debt, they will be immediately out of business. They'll be out of business. There would be nothing for them to collect. They would be out of business. You think that's going to happen? That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. AL says they're basically asking for taxpayers to pay for them. Cancel student loans is misleading as if no one gets hurt. I pay $600 a week in taxes. Imagine what I could do with that money. It's time for you, Al. It's time for you to become what is called tax sovereign. And then you won't worry about taxes. You won't worry about who's paying what. The taxpayer has to pay that. You become tax sovereign. You won't care. That doesn't matter. Only slaves pay taxes. Okay, let's just put it that way. Slaves pay taxes. You become tax sovereign. You won't care about that. Okay, become tax sovereign. You won't care. You can legally not pay taxes. Legally. I'll say that one more time. You can legally not pay taxes, not tax evasion. Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is legal. Okay. Right. I know. Mercedes Benz, cocaine white, right? But this one wasn't white. But, here she is standing in front of her Jeep, with a big bow. And he's like, "Yeah, my woman deserves this." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so. You guys deserve more debt." Hey Biggs, I was worried you pulled a Herbert and we lost you. Oh yeah, you better believe NC Biggs is never returning. Believe that. We talk. He's never returning. With Mercedes Benz, I see many people in my area buying the cheap ones, such as the CLA 250, C300. It's all to look good. Yeah. I don't even honestly, you guys, I don't even look at cars that way no more. I just don't. I don't look at houses. I don't look at neighborhoods. Now, don't get me wrong. I drive through nice neighborhoods on purpose to see, not necessarily saying I want those big gigantic houses, but I do want a nice house, of course, a nice house in a nice neighborhood. Okay, don't get me wrong there. But I don't need a huge, ginormous house with just me and my girlfriend and her son. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense to have that. That's just a okay. Who put that up there? Let's see what this is. What's up?
Hello. What's up, LJ?
What's going on, Cocaine Way?
I just want to jump on here because that's crazy. This woman
hmm
is really racking up 30K a year in interest alone. She thinks that she
And,
deserves the finer things in life.
hmm and that's not including the interest of her credit cards or her car payment.
It's not. I just want to
Mm-mm.
share my little story. The other day, I was on a date,
Mm.
and he took me to this really bougie, high-end mall. They had
Mm.
stores like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Coach, and all this stuff.
Mhm.
I'm just like,
Mhm.
not impressed. So I guess he was thinking, oh wow, maybe she's not impressed by this. Maybe I should have shot higher. I'm just like, no, this is not my style. And so
Mhm.
then there was this stationery store, and I walk in. I'm like, oh, I want that. It was a $7 notebook on clearance.
Oh, okay, okay, I got
That's
you.
what I
Okay,
was
okay, I went.
saying.
Okay, all right. And so, what was he tripping when you just went in and got that?
Couldn't believe it. I'm like, yeah, this is what I want. I like this. Because nothing in there had any value to me whatsoever.
hmm hmm
Nothing.
That's how it is. Now, when you went on this date, did you hear any? Did you hear any slave talk?
Oh, the usual. Oh, my job title. I'm the manager of Snack and Go. Things like that. I'm doing this and doing that. I'm just like, and all I think about when I hear these things is, what would LJ think? Because you're always like, it doesn't mean a thing.
Doesn't mean
I'm
anything.
like,
I'll be
yeah, it
sitting. I'll
doesn't
sit in
mean
the back seat.
anything.
Next time I go on a date with you guys, and I'll sit in the back seat. Just don't pretend. I'll say, hey man, pretend I'm not even here, man. Just I'm not even here. Okay.
Exactly. Talking about, oh, I got a student loan, but I don't plan on paying it off right now. It's not a priority. Right now I've just been contributing to my 401k. I'm like,
Oh, did he say that?
yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
hmm
Right. I wish I could have saw your face at that moment.
I just smiled and I said, that's great. Like, what
Now,
am I supposed to
did he
say?
drive? Did he drive?
Yeah, yeah, no. That was a good thing. The car is paid off.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
was a good thing. Well, allegedly, because I don't know that. Because
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know.
you don't know. You don't know what people tell you.
Wow. He
Yeah, I
said,
put
I'm
cocaine
not
white
worried about my
because
student loans.
I know this girl who she's deep in debt, and she likes expensive things. And so for her birthday, I think she went and got a Mercedes.
Mm.
And by got a Mercedes, I mean like she financed a Mercedes.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then she makes a post on Instagram, posing right in front of the car.
That same pose. All of them do. They all do the same pose.
Same pose, butt sticking out to the side, um, wearing some bougie outfit with some Yves Saint Laurent bag. And the caption on the photo said, mm, he likes the way I keep up with his earnings. New Mercedes, cocaine white. What?
He likes the way I keep. What's that mean? Keep up with his earnings. What that mean? I don't know what
That
that means.
whoever because her boyfriend is, I don't know, she's probably dating somebody who has money or who she believes has money.
Oh, so she's saying
I
she
don't
like buying a Mercedes. She's keeping up with him.
know.
Oh God.
Making him
Oh
look good
God.
by dragging both of them down in debt. I'm just like,
Gotcha. That makes
everything
total
that she
sense.
posts, I'm just like, wow. That's all I could think about. Because she just went to Vegas also. And word on the block is that she's looking for a job. How are you looking for a job and you're in Vegas? Instagram is such
Wow.
a lie.
It is. It is. It is. I can't when I use it for what I use, I'll see stuff come across my timeline. I can't take any of that serious. It doesn't, it's what they want to show you of their life.
Exactly.
Wow. So what do you as a black woman, what do you think how do you feel about this article that we read? Seeing
Oh,
another how does
God.
that feel or look?
I
How do you
was,
look at it?
I was so disappointed. She just got up there and embarrassed herself.
Mm,
I look
mm,
at it as, how is your mom an accountant and you still end up on this road?
right.
You would think that
Right.
because, like, my mom was very frugal and she was super frugal. But what I did was I just learned to be frugal. Like, how are you going to tell
Mm-hmm.
me your mom is frugal and then do the exact opposite of what you were taught?
Right, right. And that's exactly what she says. And even in the article, she's just like contradicting herself. She says, yeah, I don't want to buy $2 pants and $5 shirts or whatever, right? And then and then in the video, she says, my boyfriend buys all my clothes.
Yeah, what's that?
Of course you're not. Of course you want more expensive because you're not paying for them.
Exactly. And that
Yeah,
boyfriend, though, he needs to get out. He needs to run.
he's got to be in debt too, though, because or else he wouldn't tolerate he wouldn't be doing the things he was doing. He's doing if he wasn't in debt. But then again, I always tell you guys, the only thing that could separate math from money are feelings. So his feelings are involved, obviously.
So, what do you think? Is that a high value couple? Is he a high value
uh,
one?
no, those are high value slaves. He's got to be. He's got to be in debt. He's got to be in debt to accept that kind of behavior. He's got to be in debt because he's
Yeah.
talking about in the video. He's talking about moving in with her. Once
Oh
once he moves in,
man.
he's toast. He's toast. He's toast.
It's just like I was talking, about this the other day with my brother, and one thing that's strange about some women is that they expect their partner to be like their daddy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if you want a sugar daddy, then say that and go get one and have him do all the
Correct.
stuff for you. Don't try to turn your boyfriend into your sugar daddy. Just get a
Right.
sugar daddy. If you want a boyfriend or a husband, you have to learn how to be a good partner. And she's just a very bad partner.
Yeah, and there are guys out there that straight up say, "Hey, I'll be your sugar daddy," and keep it real. Okay, cool, we're together. You my sugar daddy. All right, everybody has a full understanding. But when guys get wrapped, and I'm guilty of it too. When I was in debt, finances wasn't one of the questions I got. I asked somebody once I got with them. I didn't ask that question. It was just never a question because I was in debt. And I ended up paying the majority of stuff, and I'm guilty of it too. But you gotta get out of debt first to even see any of what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Ivy said the person that took you on a date is going to call you a girl from the projects with no desire to have finer things because she's looking out the hood.
Is that right there? Exactly.
Other women have said that to me. Oh, you don't know what's nice. You don't know what's good. You do your own hair and do your own nails. You're basic. What?
Is that what people say to you? Is that what friends say to you, or what? I mean,
that's what a lot
you're
of people who are no longer my friends had
no
oh,
longer.
you're boring. Let's go get our hair and our nails done. Let's go rack up these expenses that we don't need. I'm just like, there's a time and place for that. I can't do that in the future.
They probably just look at you speaking alien. That's why they look at you weird. Look at what the hell are you talking about, Amina? You ain't even making any sense.
Just because I prefer to pamper myself.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows my hair better than me. Nobody knows my skin and my nails better than me. So it's like I do it because I like it to look the way I like it to look.
Right. And even if you did want to have it done one day, you have the money to go get it done. You know what I'm
By a
saying?
professional. I would pay double
Exactly.
price by a pro,
Exactly.
with a massage and everything, not down the corner, for
Exactly.
$25,
Exactly.
from those cheap
Exactly.
Korean salons.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for jumping on, Amina. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, she jumped off. Okay. They can't help telling themselves when they are in debt if they believe it's normal. Brittany says, I can relate. My mom is an accountant and taught me nothing about finances. See, and that's what I want to make sure I point out, that titles mean nothing. Okay. Titles mean absolutely nothing. Nice says, my dad held it down for 7 years held it down for a seven. Oh, wait, excuse me. My dad held it down for a 7-person household on a cab driver's salary. My dad is high value to me. Exactly. You do it right. It don't take that much money to survive when you're not in debt. Life is not really that expensive when you're not in debt. Gabriel says, high value is what you determine it to be, not what society says. Exactly. Shout out to Nicer and Gabriel for saying that for sure. Nicer says, the stuck up one said stuff like, it's like that to me, Amina. I just brush it off and keep doing me. Exactly. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys all. You know, I got to get back to doing some things here. I just want to jump on and do that article. Keep them coming. I appreciate it. Gabriel says, I thought myself a finance, or I guess I was a gift. I was gifted. Yep. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I appreciate it. If you missed the beginning, catch the replay. Appreciate you all. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And this weekend, like I said, members only, I will be coming on. I'll let you guys, give you guys a heads up notice. It'll be at the 6 p.m. normal time. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or tomorrow, but you guys will have a good heads up, okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you later. See you later. Bye-bye.